My name is Sylvester. I was in the Rocky movies. I got punched a lot. Now I can't talk.
Good old Sylvester.
Are we bad people?
Everybody makes fun of Sylvester Stallone. You're not the only one. Welcome, everybody, to
I Love You.
I Know. This is the signature podcast from The Prolonged Engagement. You can find us every single Monday at noon at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Prolonged Engagement Show, or our website, theprolongedengagement.com. There you can find links to this show in audio format on different podcasting services around the globe. My name is Kyle.
And I'm Sarah.
And without further ado, let's get into it. So I kind of wanted to talk about something that we were talking about at dinner.
Yeah.
And you got pretty heated. And so I'm like,
I
ooh.
do. I did.
Ooh.
I did.
Maybe this can be something that we could actually talk about.
Why? Because it's very hard to get me mad.
It's not very hard to get you mad.
It's very hard to get me angry.
It's just difficult to get you going.
Yes.
That's the problem. I need to get you going in these situations.
Yes.
I need to get you talking.
Yeah.
And yelling at people.
Yeah.
Or else this doesn't seem to work.
I know.
So
I
need to find something that you can get that you can like throw your dick out at, or else like the podcast doesn't work.
It's very hard for me to like want to throw my dick out because I can't reel that giant snake back in.
It's very hard. I've many a time trying to reel it in. It just doesn't work sometimes.
No, it doesn't.
Very hard.
It is very, very, very hard.
Gotta be chomping on that. Chomping on that. So my whole thing was video game releases, like when they release. So like the time of year and publishers being stupid. However, I have a few different things that I did not talk to you about that I'm going to bring up.
Well, I'm going to start with
because
this.
I want you to. I'm going to
start with this.
Get some shit.
I feel like I'm a dog on a chain who's about to fuck somebody up. So, first off, for publishers, and I think that everyone feels this way. So, anyone who's a gamer,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're a hardcore gamer like you or a casual gamer like me. We're not kids anymore.
Mm-hmm.
When games started to get popular, we were still children. And so it was still a thing that, wait for the holidays. We'll put them all on our Christmas list and our birthday list. And guess what? That's when they'll all sell. But guess what, game producers and people? We're all adults now and can buy video games whenever the fuck we want. Put them out year round. End of story.
And I think that some publishers have actually learned that.
Some, yes.
Some have learned that.
Not all.
Yeah, no. Because there are still a lot of games that pretty much go out in the fall, and
It's either there's like
it's a
3
death
times
sentence.
per year.
It's a death sentence for some of these games.
Yes. Like, it pisses me off that, we're going to release all these games in, like, September, October, November
Mm-hmm.
for kids to put on their Christmas list when fucking shit.
September doesn't get into that.
October, November, December.
Yeah.
When it's like, no, I want to buy a game in March because there's nothing out right now. Or in May, there's nothing fucking out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Well, that's not true right now.
What? Tell me what the fuck is out.
This year's been very, very,
This year's been
good.
very different.
Very,
I
very
know,
good.
but like at the same time, there's nothing for me.
We had, you're a casual gamer.
There's nothing
There
for
cannot be, you are not going to get a casual gamer game
all the time.
every single, season. You're just not going to get it.
No,
I'm
'cause
sorry.
I'm the odd one out here.
Okay.
I just get really bored.
The idea of a casual gamer is that they buy 1 or 2 games a year.
Yeah.
And they play them for a while.
Yeah. I'm still stuck on The Legend of Zelda. I'm sorry. You won't have Zelda
Will you
cast
just
for a
fucking
while.
play it? You just fucking play the game.
I get distracted.
Damn. I finished that like a month ago now.
I'm sorry, I get distracted. There are other things in my life that I'm paying more attention to. For example, Halloween Horror Night Rumors.
You can take 2 seconds out of your day to do the Halloween Horror Night Rumors and devote a couple
It's a year-round
hours.
thing.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
2 seconds out of your day.
Year-round.
You don't need to do that.
Yes, I do.
More games.
It's an addiction.
Less Halloween.
It's an addiction.
More games.
Haunts
less
are
Halloween.
addictions. Huh?
More games, less Halloween.
Anyone who's addicted to Halloween knows it is a year-round lifestyle. You're addicted to it, and I'm stuck. I need help. Is there a Hunters Anonymous or something?
So at the end of February, we had
I'm still also stuck. I haven't played Snipperclip since we played it.
right,
So
since we played it on this channel.
yeah.
You
Still haven't.
so we got Horizon Zero Dawn
Yep.
at the end of February, and Switch came, and we got Zelda.
Yep.
We've got Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yep.
We're getting Prey soon.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Persona 5
Yep.
is out there in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of games right now. And I think that more of the publishers are kind of learning that
We want more games.
they can't put everything out in the fall,
Yeah.
you know.
Because once you do, your game's gonna die.
But
For
here's the problem though, is that there are still a bunch of games that are slated for a fall release that shouldn't be in the fall.
no.
Like,
The other thing
why
I
the
feel-
fuck was The Last Guardian slated for the fall? Why did that come out in December?
That could have incubated till February of the next year and done fine.
If it would have come out in the end of January's a tough time too, because most people are still kind of getting like, I got $20 from my folks. I can use it to buy a new game. I
Yeah.
mean, there are some of those types of people.
Yeah.
So they're kind of getting through their backlog
Mhm.
during their Christmas times
Yeah.
when they're
When they're stuck at their
Um,
parents.
yeah. So like the end of January into the beginning of February, that's like a sweet spot where people are like, I've pretty much finished everything that I was working on. I need something new.
Yep.
So like The Last Guardian probably would have done fine there.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Would have done better.
would have done better than in the fall, which is just littered with games.
Yep.
And what I was bringing up, while we were eating was Titanfall 2.
Yes.
Titanfall 2 did worse than Titanfall 1.
Because of where it's placed.
And Titanfall 1 was an Xbox One exclusive. Titanfall 2 came out on both Xbox One and PS4.
Yeah.
There's no reason in the world
That should have been an issue.
why that was going to be a problem. There shouldn't have been a problem at all. But there was another one. Titanfall 2, a futuristic Twitch shooter, came out 4 days after Call of Duty.
Yeah.
4 days.
That was a massive failure.
Call of Duty had a international release on a Friday. So we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday
was Titanfall 2.
hits.
And then
The next Tuesday,
Battlefield.
Battlefield 1.
I was close to the first time. I was really proud of myself. I remembered.
Battlefront and Battlefield, both made by EA, both made by DICE.
So I did really good, right? You're proud of me?
Yes. They're actually both made by the same developer.
I did
Believe it or
good.
not.
I'm really proud of myself.
Everybody gets those confused.
I'm just proud of myself. That's a
Quite
really
literally not the only one.
But I did good that time.
Yes.
I did really
so
good that time.
Battlefield 1. So it was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Then 4 days later, you have Titanfall 2. And then 7 days later, you have Battlefield 1. There was no
There's no
fucking
surviving
way that anybody was going to buy Titanfall 2 after that.
Yeah.
Because they were either sitting there, if they had money for 2 games, they were going to sit there and go, well, I'm going to buy, I have a futuristic shooter, and I have an old shooter. oldie timey shooter.
Yeah.
Okay. If most people had the money to buy those two games,
Yeah.
they were going to buy Call of Duty and Battlefield. They weren't going to buy Titanfall.
Yeah.
Now, Titanfall 2 did do well. These are people that bought the first Titanfall and were like, "Oh, I know what I'm getting myself into there."
Yeah.
But there weren't enough people there.
Yeah.
The Titanfall had the same draw as the people who play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It was the same
group.
demographic.
Same group.
So there was literally no way that game was going to survive.
Nope. And it died.
However, if it would have come out over the summer, like let's say June, fuck, it would have blown up, and it would have had months to accumulate people.
Oh yeah.
People would have said, "I need a new Twitch shooter, and I need it now." And they would have gone out. They would have bought that. They would have played through the single player mission, which Titanfall 1 missed out on. They would have played that single player mission. They would have been playing the multiplayer. Then by the time that Call of Duty and Battlefield came around, they would be like, "Okay, I'm good for something new."
Yeah.
But
And it would have saved the Titanfall.
it probably would have blossomed. And there are lots of people that believe that Titanfall 2 is a superior shooter than Call of Duty, just because.
But people missed out on it because of the day that it was released. Yeah.
It's shit like that.
Yep.
And then there are cases where games flourish in their in those times.
Yeah.
It's proven that those games flourish in those times.
Well, that depends upon the game too. I've really noticed that if it's more of a horror type of game, if it's released in October, you're good to go. Because that's Halloween. People want to get scared.
If it's in the beginning of October.
Yes.
Not in the end.
No, not in the end.
Yeah. If it's getting more towards the end,
You're fucking yourself over.
like The Evil Within, that was released in October, but it was like mid-October. I think it was October 14th or something like that.
It's a little bit earlier than that. I think October 12th.
It was in the
October
Assassin's
10th.
Creed type of range there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But another horror game that did absolutely well in its time slot, Until Dawn.
Yeah.
That was a sleeper hit.
Oh yeah.
And it came out in August.
Yeah.
I mean, what a perfect time.
Yeah.
It was released. People were like, "Oh, what's this?" And they pick it up, they play it, and they're like, "Oh my god, this was fucking great."
That was a great game. It was scary. Holy shit.
It was scary.
And
it was
kept-
fascinating.
But it kept you going for a while because there's so many different nuances to it.
Yeah, I mean, the
what
game
if I
could
chose
be played.
X? What if I chose Y?
Yeah.
You had the playability on that like never before. I felt like
Until Dawn was a fucking great
it
game.
was.
It's a
We still
fucking
haven't
great
finished
game.
it.
We still haven't finished it.
We haven't finished it.
Yes, we did.
No, we
Played through it
finished.
We were going to platinum it.
We need to platinum it.
I don't know if I want to do that at this point. There's certain games that I feel like I'm not even going to platinum Horizon Zero Dawn.
Really?
Maybe. Yeah. It's just
I'm
too,
surprised on
it's
that
too
one.
much. Because, see, the problem with platinuming is because I'm good, but I'm not that good. Because I even thought that I might be able to platinum Final Fantasy 15. I was in that realm.
Yeah.
Because I platinumed...
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
I thought you had.
I platinumed Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah.
But it was that was a really, really doable platinum.
Really?
Yeah. It was really, really doable.
Okay.
And the reason that I platinumed, I mean, it took me 300 hours to platinum Fallout
Really?
4. It took me a long time.
Damn.
Because I just kept on playing.
Okay.
Yeah, once I finished the storyline, then I just kept on playing. And, I mean, I can't say 300 hours to platinum it because...
No, it did not take you that long. I
No.
know it didn't take you that long.
I know.
Because
I know.
You just played over and over.
But I
and
didn't
over
platinum
again.
it until much later.
I know.
But it was like the only thing I was playing that year,
Yeah.
too. So, go figure. 2016.
Yeah. But like, so there are good things and bad things about the timeline that they have set up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like we get everything in the back end of the year.
Yeah.
And once, so some, it just really kind of sucks that we'll have a huge amount of games
Mm-hmm.
and then nothing it feels like.
And that nothing is actually like now.
Yeah.
From
May
until about September,
nothing.
you have pretty much nothing.
I will have no games to play.
That is the sweet spot. I'm telling you, that's the sweet spot.
Because we're all craving something.
I can't figure out why they don't release games during the summer.
I think, and like what's even worse is that
now we've had some awesome releases in the summer.
Okay.
So like Uncharted 4 was last summer. Batman Arkham Knight was in the summer.
What I find really interesting
The Last of Us is in the summer.
Yeah. Is so if they really are targeting children and teenagers, why not release them in summer?
No, because that's the difference. Is that teenagers and children don't have the money to buy them,
but
so it still makes sense to get that in on the fall. These big AAA games for Christmas.
But at the same time, like kids don't have anything to do.
You're thinking because we have summer birthdays. That's what you're.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking that kids are at home with nothing to do all day, except for get in trouble, go do stupid shit, go buy them a video game instead. Ta-da! You fix the issue. They're not going to do stupid shit.
And then they get fired. And then violent video games cause autism.
Is that really an argument?
I don't know. It's probably an argument.
Do that face again.
Autism.
No, that was not what you did.
I don't know.
You were home. Someone like take one of his faces as a meme, for God's sake, please.
Autism.
Jeez. Fucking. You broke me.
Score. Autism. But I like. If you're listening to this on MP3, I'm very, very sorry.
You can't see the face.
Very sorry. Very, very sorry.
I can't do it.
I think that the summer would be a great time to release games because I think that there's just a dearth of them.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's really why. I mean, when I think about it, my second playthrough of Fallout 4 was in the summer.
Yep.
I had pretty much nothing else to play. So I played that.
Again and again and again and again and again.
Play through the fucking DLC again on that one. I mean, it's a whole new playthrough on that one.
I know you do.
Because I had nothing else to play.
And then you played with my character that I created.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was my second playthrough.
Oh. Oopsie.
That was during the summer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Because I had nothing else to play.
Yeah.
But, see, like, the beginning of the year, we have...
We're still playing
like,
shit.
nothing gets slated for the beginning of the year, I don't think.
No.
I think that the games that we get at the beginning of the year are actually just pushbacks from the fall.
Oh, 100% yes.
Like, Horizon Zero Dawn, that would have been a great fall game, except they weren't done with it, so they pushed it back to February.
Yeah.
But
I think that helped it out.
Mass Effect absolutely helped it out.
I think that helped it out.
It was because I'm telling you, the fall is a place where games go to die. The fall is not a good time to release your games.
No, it's really not.
And like Mass Effect Andromeda, that actually could have used an extra 2 months.
Yeah.
You know, an extra 2 or 3 months.
Release it late.
You know, even from the time it was released, it could have used an extra few months.
Final Fantasy 15.
Okay. Yes and no. Final Fantasy needed to shit or get off the pot. It had been in development for 10 years.
It had been in development for 10 years, but at the same time, I feel like...
It literally needed to shit or get off the pot.
Well, it did.
And...
Wait, are you saying shit and get off the pot?
Shit or get off the pot.
Shit or get off the pot.
Yeah.
Okay. I have never heard you use that saying before, so I'm trying to be like...
What are you talking about?
You've never used that.
I've
thing.
never used shit or get off the pot before.
No. No. I don't think that's an actual saying.
It is.
Just like how you say,
All get out?
yeah.
That's a real saying too.
No, it's not.
It is too because it was in a movie.
One
and
movie
then I looked at it
ever.
and then I looked at you and I said, see, other people say it.
One movie ever.
People say that shit.
I've never heard shit or get
It's like,
Is it
oh,
your
this
Southern
is
come out?
spicier than all get out, or oh, he ran down the road faster than all get out. It's a thing, okay? Than all get out is a saying, all right? It's a thing.
Do any of you use it?
I bet you they do.
Comment
I bet
down.
you all 30 subscribers do.
Comment down below if you do.
I bet you all of them say it. You all say it. I know it. I know it. I know this.
Comment down below. Tell us if you say it because he's the only other person
It's
I've ever
a
heard say it.
thing. It's a fucking thing.
Tell me if you say shit or get off the pot.
Shit or get off the pot is a thing. That's a thing.
Bless your heart. You are so fucking desperate.
It's a thing.
If you do that autism face again, I'll
I
fuck.
did. The
I shouldn't laugh so hard at it.
here's the other problem. So you were talking about Final Fantasy 15.
Yes.
So there's also a thing about publishers saying, "Hey, this game is slated for this fiscal year, and you best be getting it out by this fiscal year."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then we get fucked up the ass with a bad game.
Right. So I think like the shit that just went down with Mass Effect Andromeda,
Yeah.
where the facial expressions were wrong or whatever. And
Yep.
so I learned that there's actually a lot of technical issues with that because they used a whole brand new engine
Yeah.
that they hadn't been able to, fully get their. I mean, that's
Practice on.
Then again, when you're looking at a AAA developer,
Yeah.
they should know how to fucking work with their engines. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. But you're sitting there like, oh, but they could have just used an extra month
And gotten it better.
and gotten it to where there was no backlash.
Mm-hmm.
But EA was like, no, look, it has to go into this quarter's earnings, or else we won't be able to pay you.
Yeah.
So it's like a
It's a catch-22.
It's a catch-22. Like, should we put the game out with some with not so great facial animations and fix it in post
Or-
after everyone's done it, or should we keep it for an extra month,
Mhm.
make it great, and then that's a huge gamble for these publishers.
Yeah.
It's a huge gamble.
It is a huge gamble. And unfortunately, it can decide between sink or swim.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I see
But I think
Nintendo.
that is totally different than when you're putting Titanfall 2 out there to die.
True.
though.
Very true. I feel like, but then you see someone like Nintendo who puts out a game
Mhm.
and they do not, under any circumstances, put that game out with any major bugs.
That's Nintendo, though.
Yeah, which is nice. It's
I mean,
not
when
like
you-
that Need for Speed game.
Need for Speed.
It was
You mean like Drive Club?
yes.
Drive Club is... That studio closed down because of that.
Exactly. They could have used a couple extra months.
They could have used a few extra months. Are you fucking kidding me? The game was a year late. And then it was fucking broken.
Exactly.
Sarah, that wasn't a few months. That was a total failure on the part of that developer.
Yeah, and they closed down because of it.
Yeah. That's not they could have used an extra couple of months.
No, they could have used an extra couple of years.
They could have, but they also said Sony
They
was
called it a launch title. Bullshit.
Evolution Studios, and it fucking pains me to say that too, is because that they're gone, because Evolution made some fucking awesome games.
Yeah.
They were the guys behind MotorStorm, which was one of the reasons I wanted a PS3, was because of MotorStorm.
Yeah.
Because it looked so fucking cool.
Yeah.
It was an arcade racer, and I love arcade racers.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just cool that when I hit a fucking wall and the thing had just exploded. It was fucking cool.
Yeah.
And they come out with Drive Club. They say, oh, this was going to be a launch game. It doesn't come out until the following fall.
Yeah.
And it is broken as shit when it comes out.
Yes.
It would not work. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
The servers were down for 6 months.
And it still doesn't work well.
And when they finally, quote unquote, fixed it,
it still doesn't work.
It still didn't work right. That's a failure on the developer's part. So that's still in a whole different realm.
I know. Then waiting a month or whatever.
Yeah.
But then timeline, but true.
That is a whole thing about like No Man's Sky.
We do not talk of that game. That game is not allowed on this fucking channel.
If that game would have come out a year later, it probably wouldn't have done bad.
If they would have given us what they promised.
If they would have waited a year later, they probably could have given us what they promised. But then again, you're sitting there. That's the publisher sitting there and saying like, you fucking told us you were going to get it out at this time.
So why isn't it out?
So you either need to get it out or be done with it.
They should have released a beta for the game.
What they should have done is they should have released it in beta on PC.
Yes.
Let it get some traction.
Yeah.
And then say, hey, we're finally ready to put it out in full form on PS4 and PC. That's what they should have done. But the problem was that Sony put their fingers into it and said,
get it out now.
We're going to fund this thing, and you need to get it out when we say you need to get it out.
And that's what failed.
And then I think there's a problem. That's the same with Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
You got a lot of things of where, publishers are putting these games out in the fall and they're fucking killing these games because they're in the fall.
Oh, yeah.
Games that could have totally done well in different times of the year.
Yeah.
And then you have dearths of games in the summer and you're like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
And then you have publishers saying you need to put your game out even though it's crap.
Yeah.
You need to put your game out even though it's not finished.
Yeah.
Because we can patch it later.
Yeah. Which isn't fair to the game makers either.
It's not fair to the developers, and it's definitely not fair to us.
No, as the
people
gamers.
Paying your fucking money for the games.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, but...
Plus, didn't you get No Man's Sky online? You didn't get I
got it digitally.
So you can't sell that back either.
Oh, well, yeah, but the sellback was...
Nothing.
Yeah, it would have been I think it was 50 cents the next day because it came out and everyone's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I think I played the game for all of 10 hours. And I was like, man, I've been doing the same fucking thing for 10 hours. Great.
That helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I was so excited for that game, as was a lot of people were really excited for it. But now they've got things like base building, which I got really into in Fallout 4. But then again, you're like, oh, okay, but you have these worlds that are procedurally generated, yet they're barren.
And they're exactly the same.
They're all barren.
Yep.
They're not all exactly the same, but they're all barren. There's nothing on them. What we saw in the trailers was these huge, lush worlds with all of these animals coming around, and then you hop in your ship, you fly off, you're immediately into a dogfight. It was all these different things, and none of that happened. None of that happened.
And then there was a day one patch that removed multiplayer. The day one patch that removed multiplayer.
Well, yeah, they said that what you would be able to do too is, even though it was a huge ass world, I mean, granted, you were probably going to run into somebody else at some point, right?
Yeah.
And
if you had that many players playing.
Yeah. And they took that out. They were like, oh, no, can't do that. Can't see another player.
Can't see anybody, even if you're on the same planet at the same time.
Yep. You can't see them. And there were people that tried it, too. They were like, oh, okay, let me try and find you. And they actually found each other, and nope, couldn't see each other. And they were like, they fucking told us this was going to be in the game. They told us that we would be able to see each other, and it's not here.
It's not there.
It's literally not here.
It's not fair.
Yeah. That's crap.
It is crap.
It's crap. I'd really like to see a change in the industry, and I hope that it's going to move more towards, I mean, if we get Nintendo to finally get some real traction in there, and people are like, that Switch, it may not have sold as much as a PS4, but every single fucking game on that thing is perfect.
Yes.
Like, it comes out and it's just like, wow, Zelda was fucking great. It might not have been everything that Horizon Zero Dawn was,
but it's still damn well.
It was
fantastic.
Perfect when it came out.
Yep.
And
Snipperclips comes out.
Snipperclips comes out, and it's great. And the loading times are like that. And then when Super Mario Odyssey comes out, and that thing is going to be
perfect.
That's going to be good.
You got it.
It's going to be good.
Oh, I know it's going to be good. I'm so excited for it. I want it.
It's going to be good.
I want it.
And I hope that, I really, really hope that, more people will sit there and say, hey, what Nintendo is doing over there is how it should be.
Yeah. Don't release a game that's broken.
And I really hope that people will sit there and say, EA, you fucked me with Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yes.
So the next time that you give me something like this,
I will not buy it.
I am not going to pre-order it.
Yep. Yep.
Stop pre-ordering your games.
Exactly.
There are some games that I do pre-order.
Oh, I will pre-order Mario Odyssey when it comes out because I want a hat. I want the hat.
And Nintendo, I can always pre-order those and feel pretty good about it because I know what I'm getting into. I know
they're not going to be broken.
Yeah. And there are some games that I'm like, there's no way I'm not pre-ordering this because I want it so badly.
Yeah.
Fallout 4, Watch Dogs 2, things like that.
Fallout New Orleans.
Don't even kid with me. I told you, every single orifice in my body will let out some sort of fluid if that happens at E3.
I'm waiting for like bada bong 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 bong.
No, everything just out of
bong bong. I can't do the what's the
dum dum dum.
But I'm thinking like it on a
bang 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 bang.
You have to admit that would be awesome.
Bang bang bang.
That would be awesome to hear it on.
No, hush, we're going to get a copyright violation. So.
I can't remember what that's called. It's not Bayou. What is that called?
So in other words, what we've gotten out of this is put your games out in summer and quit putting them out in the fall and don't put out broken games.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. Okay. That's all we want.
That's all I want.
Please.
That's not too much to ask, right?
Dear publishers.
This
is our letter to you.
To, EA, Ubisoft, Bethesda, WB.
Naughty Dog?
Naughty Dog is not a publisher.
Oh, sorry.
Sony's a publisher. Microsoft's a publisher. Okay. Nintendo's a publisher.
These are our letters to you. Please. This is our letter to you, please.
Don't put out your shitty games and put them out in good times and don't let them die.
Yeah.
So lots of people wanted that damn Titanfall 2, and now it's dead. And it's probably not going to come back.
You know what I really wanted?
What?
Silent Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe have a moment of
And we
silence.
may not even get Watch Dogs, the next Watch Dogs, even though Watch Dogs 2 was vastly superior to Watch Dogs 1.
We won't get it now.
It's probably not going to... We may not even get a third one because it didn't sell because they had to put it out in the fucking fall.
Yep.
God. Fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, everybody. Well, this was...
I Love You.
I know. You can find us every Monday at noon on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/theprolongedengagement or our website at theprolongedengagement.com. What?
We have to take a week off.
Yes. So next week we are not going to be on.
Kyle's graduating from college finally.
Yes. Hopefully.
No, you are. I know you are.
So
It's
we'll
definitive. This is fucking happening
We'll
finally.
see. You know, they could fuck me again.
They're
so-
not going to fuck you again.
They could
They
fuck
fuck
me
you again. I'm going to lose my fucking
I know.
shit.
I'm gonna lose my shit too. You know, you may find me in the news. And gruntled student, chops off a professor's dick or some shit. I don't know.
Bullshit.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna take a week off and whatever and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
Because you got to walk.
all the good stuff.
Yeah.
You do too. So
Yes, I do. I got to wear a robe that I couldn't put on.
no hood.
No. I couldn't even get the robe on.
Oh really?
Because there's like sleevey thingies.
Mhm.
Because it's a master's robe.
Yeah.
And I was like, where the fuck does my armhole? There's no armhole.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me like 10 minutes to find the armholes.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, all right,
So,
guys.
yeah.
YouTube.com/Prolonged Engagement Show or theprolongedengagement.com. There you can find links to this show in audio format on different podcasting services around the globe. My name is Kyle.
And I'm Sarah.
And we will see you in 2 weeks.
Love you. Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. And if you want to subscribe, you should click over here. If you want to watch the latest episode of I Love You, I Know, click right here.
If you want to see our latest video, click right here. And if you want to see our latest Let's Play, click right here.
If you're listening on MP3,